Welcome to the Exchange podcast presented by WynnBet. I am your host, Nick Mangold, and my co-host, Mark Sanchez. How are we doing today, Mark?
Buddy, I'm doing awesome, man. Fired up.
Love
Hang out with you.
All right, so I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert.
Okay.
We got a great guest today. Comes from
That narrows it down.
the best college of all time, university, the Ohio State University.
I can't be. Oh, I was going to say I can't be the guest and the co-host,
Yep.
dude.
The Ohio State University, best university on the planet. And we have very own Garrett Wilson with us today. So
Ooh.
should have some fun yucking it up a little bit and seeing what the rookie's all about, because he's doing very well, as you would expect from a player from the Ohio State University. But it got me thinking, like I was reminiscing a little bit, you know, when we found out that we were going to be able to get Garrett, and you know, it's been 16 years since I was like, back in college, which is crazy to me. And so it just drumming up, and I've been back a couple of times, not as much.
Yeah, how recently have you been back? Like in the last year?
No, last time I was back on campus was 2019.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic.
Was that the first year Ryan Day was coaching?
Quite possibly. AJ Hawk got inducted into the Ohio State Hall of Fame. So I went back for his game. And so it was a quick hitter. So I didn't get to do like the tour or anything.
Would they ever let you dot the I?
Probably not.
Why?
I don't know. Why would they?
Why wouldn't they?
I would have to do something.
They probably won't with your attitude, Nick. I say we ask them.
I don't know. I don't even know who to ask. That's the funny. Like, people are like, "Oh, did you ever make it back?" I was like, I don't know who to call to make it back.
We should make a bet.
Like,
do you think I can get on the Trojan horse or put the sword in the middle of the field with the Tommy Trojan outfit? Or you can dot the I, and who could do it first?
I feel like you could somehow finagle USC into letting you do that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I think you could. I think I don't know. Like, dotting the I was always awesome.
If you could get to do it, I'm going to end up dotting the I before you. I'm going to go to grad school there just so I can go and dot the
I. You'd have to get your undergrad first. Trying to think.
Diploma, dude.
I got a piece of paper. I don't know. What's the number one thing you miss from college?
Like one of my favorite memories of college.
Not favorite memories, but what you miss about from college.
You know what I used to love is I was one of the only guys with a car.
Okay.
Freshman year, and it was this old beat up silver, like sun spotted Honda Civic.
Love it.
But the catch was everybody wanted to use it, and the problem is it was a stick shift, and I used to hate that my dad made me learn on a stick shift. I didn't get my license till I was 18 because I didn't want to go to driving school with my dad, because I knew he was going to take me into the parking lot at the high school and set up cones and do the whole freaking wedding crashers like course on driving. They were cones. They could have been guests at my wedding. So he's making me back up and do this and do that and drive on hills and hit the clutch, so you can, when you're stopped on a hill, you can, at a red light, you can hit the clutch and or the e-brake, and then start inching the car forward and then release the e-brake, and you can go in a stick shift. But stuff like that. So everybody always wanted the car when people would come visit. Hey, can I go pick up my friend at the airport? My girl needs to go here, blah, blah, blah. I want to take her on a date. Like, let me use your car. So no problem. And we'd always walk out to the car and they're like, what's that thing in the middle? And nobody could drive it. So it was awesome, dude. I really enjoyed that.
That's, yeah. It's funny that there's like stick shift is one of the few things anymore. Like, you either know how to do it or you don't.
Oh yeah. Will you teach your kids?
Oh yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah.
Just one more thing you can do, I feel like.
Yeah, it should be. There's no reason for them to know it. Like, but I think it's just one of those
Same
things.
Same thing with the Pythagorean theorem, dude. Haven't used that thing once.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I mean, duh. It's very useful in everyday life. But yeah, so I will teach the kids. But I think we've probably reminisced too much already. I'm going to get yelled at for going too long.
Let's bring in Garrett. Let's go.
Bring in Garrett and talk about how great The Ohio State University is. And really looking forward to chatting with this young man. We'll bring him in now. All right, and now let's bring in Garrett Wilson from The Ohio State University. Garrett, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Let's talk a little bit about Ohio State because we can forget about Mark for this time right now.
I want
to relive a little bit because it's been 16 years for me since I was last there, which seems like forever ago. It seems like campus has changed.
Hit the snooze button.
Yeah, you shush you. What was your favorite thing about playing at The Ohio State University?
Probably how the whole campus shut down. Starting early in the morning when we were all the way to the games, they would already be like out partying and tailgating. And obviously we never got to take part in that, but it just looked like fun, man. And it got me up and it got me feeling good and feeling like, I got to do something, make all these fans happy before they leave, So that was my favorite thing.
Oh, I love it. And so favorite food place on campus? And it's probably changed. I mean, I don't think there's any of my favorite. Like, my favorite was Tommy's Pizza.
Yeah, Tommy's still there.
Still there? Yes. Yeah. That's good pie.
Yeah, Tommy's is good. I like Grandview Cafe a whole lot. It's not on campus. It's a little bit out the way, about 5 minutes off campus, but it's really good. Good cheeseburger.
You're talking about food. I love all food, so it's good stuff. What's your favorite tradition? Do they still do, for Michigan Week, they'd have the band come in? And you march with the band guys?
Yeah,
they still
we
doing
do that too, and we got to play the instruments and all that. Yeah, that's a whole lot of fun.
Which instrument did you go for?
So I didn't get the tuba. I got the someone got the tuba. I forget. DeJuan had the tuba. DeJuan Jones, the left tackle, there now. But I had the drums. I don't know. Honestly, at that point of the day, I was kind of ready to go home. This past year, it was like after practice, and it was like one of those longer. I don't know. I should have had a better attitude about it. But I had the drums. I didn't really mess around with them too much, but it was a lot of fun.
You didn't go off on them?
Nah. I was trying to keep the hands safe.
The big one, what's the big one?
It was the regular little, like the Nick Cannon, if you've seen Drumline. Have you seen that? Yeah. It was like that drum. So I grabbed that one, and I was feeling good about it. But
all right, Mark, we'll let you back into this. We've reminisced about Ohio State too much.
Can I jump in now?
I guess you can jump in. Fire away.
Oh, my God. I almost committed to Ohio State, guys.
I didn't know that.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God.
When was this?
They had my high school highlights in the horseshoe on the big screen. They had the band there playing for me. Gave me the jersey. We walk out. Coach Tressel's there. It was like, I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm going to be a Buckeye. I saw Santonio Holmes actually working out in the offseason. This was like March or April or something. And he was back there working out. I was like, dude, this place is the best. They were just building some of their new facilities. And then Coach Tressel said, I'll never forget. He said, it's awesome. We play Michigan every year right around Thanksgiving. And the last 10 years in a row, it snowed. And I was
that was a deal breaker.
What?
What's
I was like, what did he say? Looking at my dad like, what are you talking about?
Can't do that. I
what
feel
are
you, though.
Playing in the snow. Cancel the game, Coach.
Exactly.
Close the roads, cancel the game.
Yeah, it was. That's embarrassing. So I was almost a Buckeye, man.
I didn't know that. That's what's up.
That's news to me too. You never told me that.
Yeah.
That
but okay, I got to know about draft day. I know Nick and I both have some fun stories about that kind of stuff, but you got to do it in Vegas?
Yeah.
I mean, what can you tell us? Are you allowed to tell us anything?
Man, so I actually flew out the same night I got drafted. And,
flew out to New York?
Flew out here, yeah, exactly. So 5-hour, 4-hour flight.
Wow.
As soon as I got drafted, that's the way they wanted to do it. So I didn't really get to spend that time in the city, which is probably a good thing, man, honestly. But it could have been a good night. I'm sure my family had a good time out there. They still had the party that they had planned.
So you left them there?
Yeah, I left them there. Yeah, no, they had the party without me. Exactly. No, yeah, they had the party, and I'm not the only one. Jermaine and Sauce, all had the same problem. But man, it was cool out there. It was a cool environment. They had a good little setup for the draft.
Oh man. Well, anything from your family? I mean, you got any good stories? Did anybody win any money or anything?
Nah, I mean, if they did, they didn't fill me in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure they were
You didn't
playing.
have to, well, they obviously didn't lose either because they might have called you like,
Exactly.
yo, I need a little spot here.
Hey, they knew that wouldn't go, though. They knew that wouldn't go.
We're going to need you to sign that contract quick.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a casino we got to pay. And so I've seen, social media-wise and whatnot, that this rookie class has been doing a fantastic job, and yourself included. And you're winning these Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week, like WWE belts. And so, like, are you putting them on the wall? Are you carrying it around? Like, do you just strap it on you, walk through the training room, and like, this is mine? Like,
That's what I should do.
You should, yeah.
Nah, honestly, they sitting downstairs waiting to be like put into, like a cooler. I got some jerseys down there too that just waiting to be put up into something where I can set up. I don't know what you call it.
Like your man cave?
Yeah, exactly, a man cave. Exactly. I haven't got around to it yet, obviously with it being the season, but like you said, I should put it on, man. Just one of these days I'll put it on, and Salsa put his on.
Wear it around
Brees will put his
Morristown.
on.
Wear it through Times Square.
Exactly.
I think it'd be pretty funny. You slap the thing on, you walk through the training room to go get taped or something.
It'd definitely be funny. No, it'd definitely be hilarious.
Get a good chuckle on it. Have you guys gotten into like a healthy competition about this? Because
yeah, a little bit. I mean, me and Sauce were messing around with it yesterday, talking about who's going to win, and I told him the crazy thing is if you're nominated, like it's a lock with the fan base, like they're not losing.
Yeah.
And, so like once you see your name up there, you kind of know that you might be getting a belt this week, and it's kind of inevitable. So
see, again, smart people come from the
Humble
Ohio State University.
Ohio State guy. I love it.
Yeah, that's what they create. Like it is what it is. I mean,
Ballers.
Very humble. Don't take themselves too seriously. What else do you want from the Ohio State University?
All right, that's enough. All right, tell me about these other rookies we got on the Jets. I mean, you and Sauce, this group looks pretty close. I know Brees went down earlier in the year, but I know you guys are still tight with him. It looks like a fun group, and when you get draft picks like that, you acquire that many draft picks and they come in together, you're kind of, that rookie class, you kind of, look out for each other, stick up for each other, and want to compete against each other and for each other. How great is this group to be a part of?
Yeah, it's been good to have, a lot of dudes going through the same thing I'm going through. Usually when you're a draft pick and you go on the first night, you're kind of the only one usually going to that city or going to that team, and you're kind of expected to take on all that. But having Sauce and Jermaine and Brees, I feel like the pressure hasn't been too much on any of us. We've just been able to take in the experience and bounce our thoughts off each other, and just compare and contrast what we're going through, the stuff that helps. And I know we got each other's back, and like you said, coming in with a group like this, it's a luxury. Not everyone gets this, so we're really lucky to have each other.
You mentioned like having other guys with you drafted in that first round, and that it takes a little bit of the pressure off. I was fortunate that I was drafted with Brickshaw Ferguson. We were both in the first round, and you're right. Like I skated through as a first round draft pick, but I had none of the responsibilities because Brick had to do it. I mean, he was number 4 overall, and so it was always like, all right, we need the first round draft pick, and like, well, Brick was first, he's got to go. So you're right. It's obviously a very neat experience being able to go through something like this with a guy, or in your case, 2 guys that are doing the exact same thing. So like it was. And hopefully, we do a great job of keeping you guys together and carry through, because Brick and I were played together for 10 years. Yeah. So we got to go through the whole, from Senior Bowl through both of our retirements of like, all right, this is growing up together. And so it's a pretty neat.
And Ring of Honor.
Okay, and Ring of Honor.
I saw that. I got to be there when they talked at the luncheon.
Big deal.
About a few months ago, so I got to be there for that. Luncheon. Yeah, exactly.
So it's neat, and so like to have you guys have that.
Wait, Nick gave a speech?
No, I didn't give.
Nah, they were just more chopping it up. It was natural. It was cool, man. It didn't seem like he was forcing anything. They were just.
We're just yucking it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just yucking it up. That's what we do.
Anything good? Can you, Garrett? This will tell me if he said anything good. Can you remember one thing Nick said?
I can remember a whole bunch of stuff.
No.
Honestly, the craziest thing though that they said is that I didn't know that. Brick had never missed a practice or something like that. And then they said how he went out on like a trick play because the personnel wasn't including him or something. I kind of forget the exact details. It was a minute ago.
Okay, that'll work. I'll give you credit for that.
Listen, I don't remember what I said, so I wouldn't expect anybody else to remember. But it was so Brick played every snap, every practice, every game. He missed one snap because it was a trick play. We were playing Indianapolis at home, and we were down by like 5. There was 4 seconds left. We were on, I think, like somewhere in like the 35, 40-yard line on our side. So we went with like one of those, where everyone just laterals it back and forth.
Yeah.
So, and Mark, I don't know if you know this. The person that came in, do you know
I
who?
wasn't on the team, was I?
No, you weren't. This is pre-you, but this is a good
I don't remember this play.
It's a Jets trivia question because Brick is immortalized in the Ring of Honor. Who came in at left tackle for Brick?
For Brick?
So he missed that one play. Do you know?
Were they on the team when I was there?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'll give. I mean, it's
Brad Smith?
Wait, what'd you say, Mark?
Brad Smith?
Brad Smith. Would you like to take a guess, and I'll give you a hint? A famous DB.
Darrell Revis.
See, the Ohio State guys know
it. Damn it.
He came in at left tackle?
He came in at left tackle.
Wow. Wow.
I think the play ended.
Starting at left tackle, number 24.
I think the play ended with me fumbling. So that was.
Someone had to do it.
Someone had to fumble. I mean, they never work. So
no, I never done.
Someone's going to end it, and I think it was me. Unfortunately.
Have you ever heard that play called pitchy pitchy woo woo?
No.
What's that from? You see
Because
that
everybody's like, woo, woo, I'm open.
Woo. And no one's open. Is that what you call it in the USC?
Probably.
Because we definitely didn't call that here.
Pitchy pitchy woo woo.
Pitch woo woo. All right, let's talk a little bit outside activities. Apparently, you're a decent basketball player.
Yeah, I played basketball growing up. It's my first love, and my dad played, my brothers played. I mean, we were a basketball family.
Oh, yeah.
And we were supposed to be.
Yeah, but can you hoop?
We were supposed to be.
You're supposed to be.
I can hoop, man.
Oh,
a little bit.
Are you like? Okay, who's your game like? Are you? You got a solid jump shot? Are you a drive and dish like distributor, point guard? Are you a scoring point guard? What's your deal?
I'm a distributor, but I would get, I could get some buckets too. I would say I played like I don't know. I was pretty good.
Like John Morant? Are you playing above the rim? Are you? What's the deal?
A little bit of that.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I was a good at finding my teammates, but take what the defense gave me. I wasn't a great shooter because I was always coming over from a football season. So, to be really, really good at basketball, you got to play every day. It's kind of one of those things, and I never got that time to put into it every day just because I was always splitting. But I was pretty good though, man. I could have played,
all right,
in college.
And you played in high school though, yeah?
I did.
Could you have played in college?
Yeah, I did. I had a few offers actually. I had a few offers. I played AAU ball real seriously until my senior year. So, Rick Barnes.
Anybody you played with in AAU that went on or played against that went on? You're like, damn, I remember playing against so and so.
Yeah, Tyrese Maxey. Used to play against him all the time. Greg Brown's with the Trailblazers, and he was on my team growing up.
Wow.
Mark, you played basketball, didn't you?
Yeah, but I was like, inbound the ball, chuck it down the court if I could. If I can't, I'm getting, 10 to 12 rebounds, go abuse their big man, just stand on the block so he has to stand another 2 feet outside. Yeah. Just to throw him off his game, use all 5 fouls, maybe score 4 points, 2 free throws, and like a breakaway layup.
You were a board man. How tall are you? Like 6'3", 6'4"?
I'm like 6'2" and change, dude. But I was like in there like Rodman on the glass, dog. I was all over the board.
6'1" and 3/4.
That was getting boards at 6'1", though. That says something. That's hard,
bro. That's all I do. I'd go in there and bang, and make it easier on our real basketball players. We had a bunch of football players that would just come off the bench and use all like fouls and go just beat up other teams.
Y'all would come like halfway through the season. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was me.
It was fun as hell.
I know what you're talking about.
See, I was in the stands, so that was my basketball was in the stands. I was cheering. I was too uncoordinated, so I had to wrestle. It was a fun time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Can you imagine wrestling? Garrett,
personally,
getting
no.
all that ringworm and getting all sweaty,
personally, no. One time I wrestled, I broke my back.
I did it for 5 years. I wrestled 8th and then through high school.
I'm not buying
I hated.
I can't see you in one of those singlets.
I hated every minute of it. It was the worst thing ever. But that's how bad I sucked at basketball that I had to do wrestling because they wouldn't even let me like try out.
Yeah.
Like
Just do this.
Just go do that. Like you need you have to do something. Go do that because you can't do basketball. So that's my career, basketball career. I was sucked.
I miss it though. I miss it, man. I love basketball. Love hoops.
It was not good. Like it was comical.
Wait, how were those basketball games at Ohio State? They're pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, they're all right. They're all right. They beat Duke last year. They inconsistent. The best way I could put it. They inconsistent.
But it
Hopefully
was
they
a good
figure it out
atmosphere,
this year.
yeah? Their
Oh yeah, it's
arena and
always a
everything?
good atmosphere. Yeah, Schottenstein is a cool stadium. I've been going there since I was a young kid. You know, growing up in the area.
So now being up in New York, and like you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
A little bit, yeah. I like to say a little bit.
A little bit. What's our basketball team?
I'm the Knicks. I
Okay,
grew
you're
up a Knicks fan though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I grew up one, so kind of that worked
works out
out
well. With the Knicks being right there at MSG, you just take train in.
Exactly.
Like it's easy peasy.
What's about 45, 50 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice because I'm a big Rangers fan. I'll
Okay,
go and see
yeah.
the hockey and everything.
They play MSG too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's right there. So have you gotten out much in the city? Have you
I went to a
explored
Mets
little bit?
game. I like the shopping. I like the food, man. It's I don't make it out that often to be honest, but
Well, in season is tough unless you're
Exactly.
Mark Sanchez. Then you're in every Friday.
hey, there's nothing wrong with that though either. You know,
A couple of times
at the end of the
there's something
day,
wrong with it.
anytime I don't go to the city, I wish I went. I wish I
Easy,
went.
Nick. Easy.
You
I
know, we
always
used-
always wish I went.
the New York Post.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tabloids. What,
Yeah,
what
the
about
tabloid newspaper.
What's that?
Page 6. We'd always be Saturday morning. Be going through page 6, seeing where Mark was.
Trying
the
to
night
see if he was
before.
in it?
Yep. Oh yeah, we'd do it on the bus too. You could get so mad. It was,
They wouldn't even talk. They don't even talk to me, and they would just read the stuff on the bus instead of asking me. They would just read the paper and kind of like put it up so I could see it.
Mark, this is where you were at yesterday? Yeah, I know.
So junior high. Oh,
So-
what was her name?
That's hilarious.
I mean, it was fun. But anyway, enough about that. I've made fun of Mark enough about that. All right, so to wrap it up, we always do some quick fire questions. First thing pops in your head. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's just it's a fun way to kind of get to know you more and also enjoy some of the answers. So I'm going to lead it off. And the first one, would you prefer a Buckeye, the candy, or a Buckeye donut?
Buckeye donut.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a candy
I
guy.
need to try
Candy
both
guy?
of those.
Oh,
Over
peanut
Buckeye
butter-
donuts?
Peanut butter with the chocolate. And the,
I mean, they're really good. Don't get me wrong. But that breakfast sandwich at Buckeye Donuts, and it's open till, I think it's open 24 hours.
not bad.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that. So, Mark, you ever had a Buckeye?
I think actually now that you mention it, I think I have. But the donut sounds pretty good.
We had
Donuts are so good.
we had some friends come up and brought some Buckeyes, and I haven't had one in
Yeah.
like 2 years. It was so good.
They're so good.
So
If you
good.
get them made right, what were they? What's the brand called? Anthony.
Whatever the famous one
I
is.
forget.
that
Yeah, I
does-
forget what it's called.
No free ads here on the exchange.
We're getting deep
like
in the
that.
woods in Ohio State.
I like
Oh
that.
boy.
Oh boy.
What about if you had to pick you got the lead in a basketball game, you're playing for the Knicks, you're at MSG, crowd's going wild, you get a breakaway windmill dunk, the place just erupts, or you want like a fadeaway 3-pointer to win the game. What are you
Fadeaway
picking?
3.
Fadeaway 3.
He didn't even think about it.
Something they're gonna
Bam.
remember. Windmill dunk's a windmill dunk, but you know it's cool. It's cool.
That's fair.
It's not
That's
bad.
fair.
I like that. All right, so if you're out with the guys and you're having jokes, having a good time, would you rather hear a funny story or get zinged with a one-liner?
Tell me, explain that second. I'm not gonna
Like
I don't know
just
what
a
that means.
one-liner, like Mark, hit me with a one-liner.
Like your mom or I don't know, like
Just a quick comeback.
I'd definitely rather hear a joke.
The funny story.
Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna win that battle. If they try to do the one-liners, I just call it a roast. That's the
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like a roast, basically, is what y'all are saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to update our lingo. Sorry, dude.
No, y'all are good. But either way on that one, actually, I can go in a roast battle. But I'd like to hear a funny story too, if it's actually funny. You know.
See, that's the problem.
This is a good idea. Let's just roast Nick.
Most funny stories.
He been coming at you, huh? You trying to return it? You trying to return the favor on him?
Most funny stories get ruined because someone says, "Oh, I have a funny story."
Exactly.
For you. And then they tell the story, you're like, well, it wasn't really that funny.
And you get my hopes up.
Yeah,
and
you got me all excited and everything. Like, I'd rather just hear like, hey, I have the story, than afterwards be like, that's funny.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
now I'm never gonna start off That's a good point. Actually, I'm gonna start off by saying I have a story, no matter what it is.
Undersell, over deliver.
Exactly.
Story of my life.
What about? Would you rather see a comedian in a serious film, or a serious actor in a comedy?
A serious actor in a comedy, because I could still. I mean, if they're funny in a funny movie, then I can respect that and be like, oh yeah, like it's not gonna as far as seeing them, I'm not gonna only see them as a serious actor if they have some good jokes.
Right.
But like a funny actor like
range.
Terry Crews, anytime we try to pop out in a real movie, it's like Terry Crews, bro. Like it's Terry Crews. I just see him as dancing and
Who's
like I don't know.
Who's your favorite actor?
My favorite
Actress.
actor? Oh, that's a tough question. Probably Matthew McConaughey, for real. I'm from Austin, Texas,
wow.
so I like Interstellar and all. I love movies, man, for real. But
All right.
Leo, like DiCaprio, I like all them boys. I don't know, that's tough, man.
All right, so if you're at the pool, are you going to test the water, dip your toe in, or are you just going to dive into the deep end?
Nah, I'm testing the water.
You gonna check it first?
100%. 100%. And that's after like a deep 20-minute thought about if I was even going to get in the first place. I'm not,
like the
there's
pools?
no way I'm just jumping in.
Not a big pool guy. You got to check your swimmies, your floaties.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's got to be the right day.
All right, so the last one I got for you, keeping it in New York, which do you prefer, Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty. I love history and, the history of that, and just like putting myself in the people that came all those years ago shoes when I see it, it's really cool. And that was one of the first things I wanted to do once I got up here is see that.
Did you go?
Yeah.
And you
for
went
sure.
to go check it out?
Oh yeah, I went. The first time I'd ever been to New York City was in March. And then I ended up getting drafted here the month after, so it was just crazy how that worked. But I saw the Statue of Liberty, walked the Brooklyn Bridge the first time when I came, and drove up from Ohio. It was cool. So, I got to experience it all.
It's a boring drive from Ohio.
It is. You've done it a few times, huh?
A couple of times.
How long did it take you? Like 8.5
You mean
9?
driving through Ohio in general, or?
No, it's Pennsylvania.
It's really Pennsylvania. Exactly. That's what I was going to
so
say.
long.
It's PA.
Yeah, it's nice. See,
Man,
we're
it's
over here
PA.
having our own.
It's not ugly though. It's actually it's pretty. Scenic drive a little bit.
What is Ohio?
No, Pennsylvania. I feel like the mountains.
okay.
I like nature and stuff. Man, I'm a simple man.
Garrett, we really appreciate it. Other than the whole Ohio State thing, I think you're a great guy. I think you're a huge addition to the Jets. That's obvious. You're having an incredible rookie year, buddy. And we love watching you. Stay healthy. Good luck. And we'll talk to you soon.
That.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate y'all having
taking
me.
the time.
Yes, sir.
Be good, be safe, and good luck to you.
Appreciate you, man.
And go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
WynnBet is bringing the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas to online sports betting and casino play. Get in on all your favorite teams, players, and sports. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Jets fans in New Jersey, sign up today and use promo code XJETS. And after placing your first $100 wager, you will receive $100 to bet with. You will receive a $50 free bet and a $50 casino bonus. Again, the promo code is XJETS. Offer subject to change. Offer only available in New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 or older to participate. Please visit wynnbet.com to view welcome offers available in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia.
Welcome back to The Exchange, presented by WynnBet. That was a great interview with Garrett Wilson, young, talented rookie wide receiver. Obviously I knew he was going to be good from his time at Ohio State. Mark, what was your favorite takeaway there?
Well, I really liked him in the draft. I know talking to his head coach in college, Ryan Day, he was our quarterback coach in Philly, so I've kept a relationship with him, but he was so high on him. Obviously, Chris Olave got a ton of the recognition at Ohio State, but, Garrett Wilson really carved out a niche for himself and was an amazing target in college, and it's already transferring over his rookie year. You could tell, his basketball background he just gets it, like spacing, running routes versus man as opposed to zone, understanding how to play the game, and he's only getting better. So for him, the sky's the limit, and the Jets are fortunate to have a young stud like that.
Yeah, and seems like a guy, and I'll wait till after the season, but seems like a guy that you go out and get a beer with.
Totally normal kid,
Yeah,
right?
seemed very chill.
It's awesome.
Like, you never, and it's I knew that as he's the Ohio State University alumni, but
Here we go.
just keeping with the theme. But let's talk. Speaking of themes, let's talk turkey. Let's talk a little Thanksgiving, because football season, it kind of revolves around this fall time, and the fall hits some of your major holidays. You get your
no doubt.
You get your Labor Day, the end of summer. You get Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. What am I missing in there? Any other major? Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Hello.
Which
What are you dressing up as?
We were
a naughty blank.
a naughty nurse. No, the family was our Halloween costume this year, Harry Potter. So we got into it. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Who were you, Hagrid?
No, I wanted to be Hagrid, but the kids made me be Dumbledore.
Oh yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah,
Okay.
which was good. But I wish I had
do
bought some white beard spray. I think that would have been pretty cool.
That would have been
I
good.
just kind of forgot about that.
Hey, next time maybe a little effort for your kids. I don't know.
I was in full costume, full garb.
I was Daniel. This is actually really funny. My son DJ, he's about to turn 6, and he was all into Godzilla. Or no, excuse me, King Kong.
Okay.
So he's King Kong. We get the deal off of Amazon or whatever, and it comes up, and the costume looks more like the monkey from Outbreak than King Kong, but he has no idea, and he thinks it's awesome, right? So he wants me to be Godzilla so we could have a huge battle, and then my fiance was Sasquatch.
Just a family
So
of monsters.
just these 3 weird creatures walking down the street.
Family of
and,
monsters. That's fantastic. Yeah,
So,
we do.
that's good.
I love the costume extravaganza of it, because it's neat, and the kids enjoy it too. But has DJ gotten into Power Rangers yet?
So he's not a big Power Ranger guy. He loves the Godzilla stuff. He loves superheroes still. He's
Okay.
big into
Big superhero.
Spider-Man, Iron Man, DC, Marvel, the whole deal there.
Pokemon.
Not a ton of Pokemon either. And his buddies at school aren't totally into that.
Yeah.
They're more like superhero stuff because he's only in kindergarten. So
Yeah, no, that's
think
when.
that's coming
So that's
now.
when Pokemon exploded because my son's a year older than DJ. and
Okay.
So he's he was huge Pokemon last year. It seems to have dropped off.
Really?
Yeah, for kindergarten, like all the kids would come running out of school, and they'd have like the little binders, and they'd just be trading cards back and forth. I was like, what's going on around here? This is just
Nerd alert.
a bunch of nerd.
What
burgers,
about remember Pogs?
You love Pogs, Get the
Dude, we
the
should bring
slammers.
those back.
I know. I would love
That
to
would
get
be
a good,
cool.
a good slam. I have no idea how the game was played, but just collecting the slammers.
We got to hit it with the slammer, and then you try and knock over or flip over the other person's Pogs, and then you could take them, and then you'd play for slammers. It's like racing for pink slips, dude, like Fast and the Furious.
I was just collecting.
Sweet.
I was like, I just want all the slammers. Oh, those were the days. But yeah, so I like it's neat that football coincides with the different holidays. Because you never did. Did you ever do the Jets Halloween party?
Yeah, that was Spider-Man.
You
1 year.
You only did it 1 year?
I'm pretty sure.
I remember the first because we didn't go. We didn't go when we didn't have kids because I felt like that would just be weird. But once,
I did.
I know you did like that
I know.
because you are a kid. But we
It's all the 5 to 10-year-olds. Really, we were on the same wavelength in there.
pretty much. I was so pumped though when we did have our first that it was like, all right, finally we get to go. So we have the whole costume and everything. And so my son went as a monkey.
Yeah, I feel like everybody does animals. We did too. We made him a little cow.
Yeah, and I was he was Curious George, and so I was the man in the yellow hat. It's still one of my favorite costumes.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a good time. I love dressing up. I think it's the kids love it, so I think that's what makes it. I think that, and then stealing candy. How much candy have you stolen?
See, my dad wasn't big on having candy at the house, and I knew I wasn't going to eat it anyway. Like, I get this whole knapsack full of candy, and then it just became a weight that I'm carrying around all night. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not going to eat it anyway. So I'd kind of just like hang in the back and not really get the candy.
You're the only kid.
Weirdo.
You're the only kid that went trick or treating and didn't get candy.
Yeah, I mean, we just weren't really big. I don't know. I wasn't really big into candy, but then I waited till I grew up and kind of regressed and went with little kids again, like a total creep, I guess.
So DJ had his bag and you had a bag next to him. Trick or treat.
Pushing him out of the way. Trick or treat, smell my feet.
I want first dibs on the candy. I know
Oh my God, man.
I know where the king size bars are. We got to go to those houses. This has been a fantastic episode of The Exchange presented by WynnBet. Thank you again to Garrett Wilson for coming in and being with us. And thank you, Mark, for messing it up every chance you got. Just a couple of Ohio State guys trying to have a little chat. And just kept chiming in.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But I had a lot of fun. Thank you all for listening and watching. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Don't forget to rate, review, follow, and listen on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.